Getting my exercise, back and forth, back and forth. And, oh, there's such a pretty ladybug on there. Okay, ladybug, you gotta go. Sorry, where'd you go? It is such a beautiful day out today. We're in the second week in November. We still have some really pretty colors here in New England, but the leaves are starting to fall off the trees, which is a sure sign that we are heading into winter. Our main garden is still exposed. We need to get that cleaned up today, and I have some things in there that I need to harvest, so let's just get started. So I got all the beets up. I'm gonna take this fence down just to make access a little bit easier in and out. Most everything else in here is really gonna be more of a chop and drop. There's some things in here I'm gonna pull out, cut out to give to the pigs and to the chickens. But for the most part, everything in here is pretty much done for the season. And I wanna get this covered before we get snow. Because here in New England, snow can come at any time. Jay's over there collecting some wood. Our neighbors took down a bunch of trees, called us and asked us if we would like it, since they know we burn mostly wood for our heat. And we were like, sure, we'll come out. So that's what he's doing right now. So back here in the garden, I have a bunch of bok choy that's gone basically to seed and flowered. And I'm gonna pull all this out, and I'm gonna give it to our pigs and our chickens. And then we have a bunch of lettuce here as well. And there's no way we are able to eat all of this. And we've given away quite a bit. You can see a lot of it's gone to seed already. But here, right here in this row here, we have some beautiful Salanova lettuce that I'm gonna harvest a bunch, put it in the fridge, and the rest of it's gonna go to the chickens and the pigs. Obviously this bok choy has gone to seed. Some of these pods are actually big enough for me to try and preserve so I can use them for next year. So that's what I'm going to do with this plant right here. These pods here are pretty fat and full of seeds. So I'm going to cut this and hang it to dry and dry out the seeds that are inside. These flowers are so pretty. And all the honeybees. There's a honeybee right there. A couple of bumblebees. Mostly honeybees though I see on here. Really pretty. Some people might be wondering why I'm actually cutting these plants out and leaving the roots in the ground. There's a lot of bioorganisms that are happening in the soil, and the more roots that are available for that bioorganism, the healthier that soil is going to be in the long run. So you can see that this one I pulled out just to kind of show you. There's all of these roots that kind of go deep into the soil, and there's a bunch of organisms that live on these roots and in this dirt that actually are beneficial to your plants when you do put your plants in the ground each year. So I want to keep as much of that bioorganism in here as I possibly can. So that's why I'm cutting them off at the base and not ripping them all out by the roots. Let's go give these to the pigs. Hey guys! Hi! You want a snack? Don't touch the fence. It's hot. Guys. Go. Is that good? All right. I think that's good for you guys. Enjoy. Let's give some to the chickens. What's the matter, guys? You're not hungry? So we just opened their fence yesterday to let them out wander around. So they've been out and about wandering, eating all of this grass everywhere. So they're probably not too hungry right now. A lot of them are staying inside their little coop. Yesterday we had a little excitement on the homestead. Jay came out to lock up the birds. It had just gotten just slightly darker than we like when we come out, and there was a bobcat. The chickens were going crazy. The roosters were cock-a-doodle-dooing. And he got out here, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the rooster this time. The bobcat this time. So we are on high alert for this bobcat. Jay went out into the woods, into the area where he saw the bobcat, and apparently there is a very large paw print out there. So we are going to keep an eye out today. We're going to put the chickens up a little bit sooner than we would normally. So this is some Brussels sprouts that we put in late. We wanted to see if we were going to be able to get anything before the season ended. But unfortunately, there's tiny, tiny little itty bitty Brussels sprouts on there. So we are going to just clear this whole thing out here, and then I'm also going to harvest the kale, and we have some Swiss chard that I'm going to harvest today, and we're going to get these 3 beds all cleaned up. I'm tired. Now I know they're really green and they look like they're healthy, but there's not enough daylight this time of year for these to really actually produce anything. And it's getting really cold. We've gotten 2 frosts already this season, and one of them was a hard frost. The other night it got down to 30 degrees. I think it actually even dropped down a little bit lower, like 29. So it was the first time we had a real hard frost. So these will eventually just kind of die down, but they're not going to put any more growth on. There's just not enough time or heat. I guess the rest of these are going to get pulled out because I can't get that rock out. And I feel like going into the garage for retrieval. All right, we got that row done and we're going to go in and get some lunch. Jay's getting another log from the neighbor next door. And then I'm going to come out after we eat and try to get these other 2 rows done. And I think that might be it for the day. I'm running out of steam. Jay and I were sick for the last week, and it's pretty much knocked us out for over a week. And today and yesterday we were out about doing a few things, and we were just physically exhausted. But I'm actually feeling okay today. I feel a little run down, but maybe because I need to eat a little bit of lunch. That might be helpful. So I'm gonna head inside, and then we'll be back in a little bit. All right, that lunch took a lot longer. As you can see, the sun's almost going down, and my son, say hi.
Hi. You want me to back up here?
Yeah, if you want to back up all the way up there where Dad is. So they're getting some wood. Jay is picking. Jay is cutting some wood right now. I am gonna go out here back to the garden, and I'm gonna get my sweater first because it's a little chilly out. I'm gonna head out here to the garden, and I am going to get some more stuff out of the garden beds. All right, so I'm gonna harvest all of our Swiss chard and process that, get it in the freezer. We don't eat a lot of Swiss chard, but we do like it occasionally in some soups and stews, and I like it when it's fresh in like my stir fries and my salads and things like that. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and harvest all of these and get them in the house. And I think after this is done, I think that's it for the day. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we will continue with getting this area prepped for the winter. I'm back out in the garden. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to the other day. So Jay's out to help me today get this rest of this area cleared up and cleaned up for the winter. Is cilantro that went to seed, and when cilantro goes to seed, it's called coriander. So I'm cutting this all down. I'm going to put it in inside somewhere where it's nice and dry. I'm going to dry them out a little bit more, and I can actually use this to plant next year again for cilantro. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to save the seeds, because here in New England we have a very short period of time where this really grows well, and then it gets hot and it bolts. So Unless there is a variety of cilantro that doesn't bolt or is heat tolerant, if you can leave that in the comments below, we would appreciate it. So we got mostly everything out of the garden that we want to preserve, and we got it cleaned up so there's no big sticks sticking out. And we're going to be putting this plastic down, and that's going to be it for us for the day. There's still a lot of work that we have to get done before winter gets here. We still have to get into the greenhouse and clear that out, so look for an upcoming video on that.